Auntie, why do I have to do my homework? It's so boring. Can't I just watch TV instead?
My dear, you sound just like a fisherman I once knew.
A fisherman?
Yes, Mira. A fisherman named Kizo who also thought he could avoid hard work and still get what he wanted.
Okay, Auntie, tell me the story.
Let me tell you the story of Kizo the fisherman and the Magic Calabash. In a vibrant coastal village in the heart of Africa, there lived a fisherman named Kizo. Kizo was not like the other fishermen in the village. While they were busy catching fish every day, Kizo preferred to nap under the big palm tree by the shore. He loved sleeping so much that people began to call him Kizo the Snoozer. One bright morning, Kizo reluctantly decided it was time to go fishing. His wife, Alero, had finally lost patience with him. "Kizo," she said, her hands on her hips, "if you don't bring back fish today, you can forget about dinner tonight." Grumbling and yawning, Kizo dragged his fishing net to the shore and climbed into his little canoe. He paddled out to sea, but instead of fishing, Kizo promptly fell asleep. Suddenly, a strange noise woke him up. Kizo rubbed his eyes and looked around. There, floating in the water, was an old calabash, bobbing up and down. Curious, Kizo pulled it into his canoe. As soon as he touched the calabash, it began to shake and rattle. Kizo nearly jumped out of his canoe in fright. But then, out popped a tiny, mischievous-looking creature with big ears, dressed in colorful cloth. It was a Tano, a magical spirit. "Thank you for freeing me, Kizo," Tano said, bowing with a grin. "I've been trapped in that calabash for 100 years. As a reward, I will grant you 3 wishes." Kizo's eyes lit up. 3 wishes, he thought. This is my lucky day. Without thinking too much, he blurted out his first wish. "I wish for a never-ending supply of fish, so I never have to work hard again." Tano clapped its hands, and suddenly, Kizo's canoe was overflowing with fish. There were fish of all kinds: red fish, blue fish, fish with stripes, and fish with spots. They filled the boat so much that it nearly sank. "Wait, wait!" Kizo shouted. "That's too many fish! How will I ever eat all of these?" But Tano just laughed. "You wished for a never-ending supply, so here it is." Realizing his mistake, Kizo quickly made his second wish. "Okay, I wish all these fish would disappear, and that I'd have a big pot of my favorite palm nut soup instead." Tano clapped its hands again, and poof! The fish vanished, replaced by a giant steaming pot of delicious palm nut soup. It smelled so good that Kizo's stomach growled loudly. He grabbed a spoon and started to eat right there in the canoe. But as Kizo ate, he noticed something strange. The soup never got any less, no matter how much he ate. His belly grew bigger and bigger, and soon he was too full to eat another bite. The pot was still full, and now his canoe was starting to sink under the weight of all that soup. "Oh no!" Kizo groaned, clutching his overstuffed stomach. "What have I done? If I eat any more, I fear I'll burst like a ripe fruit." The small canoe, heavy with the enormous pot of delicious palm nut soup, began to sink lower and lower into the river. Tano, watching all of this, was chuckling to itself, watched Kizo with amusement. "What will your final wish be, Kizo?" it asked. "Choose wisely." Kizo, now desperate, realized that his wishes were only making things worse. He only had one wish left, and he needed to be very careful. Finally, He made his third and final wish. I wish everything would go back to the way it was before, and I promise I'll work hard and not be so lazy. With one final clap of its hands, Tano granted Kizo's wish. The soup pot vanished, and Kizo found himself back on the shore, his canoe empty but safe. Tano winked at Kizo and said, "Remember, Kizo, there's no magic that can replace good, honest work. If you want something, you've got to earn it." With that, Tano vanished, leaving behind only the gentle sound of the waves. From that day on, Kizo became the hardest working fisherman in the village. He no longer napped under the palm tree, but instead, he woke up early every morning to fish. And though he never caught a magical calabash again, he always had enough fish to feed his family and a smile on his face, knowing he had earned it. Kizo was content, knowing that the true reward of life comes from the work we do and the lessons we learn along the way. And so you see, Mira, there's no substitute for hard work. Shortcuts and laziness may seem appealing, but they often lead to trouble. True satisfaction comes from earning what you have through effort and dedication.